Hey guys, your bear boy host Hito here yet again with another Retrogade. Let me initialize the screen because that meteor still got all of our cameras a little bit in a jiffy. So let's fix. There we go. Hey guys, your bear boy host Hito here with food that took forever to get here because he was starving and came out of work. But guys, we're gonna talk about a few things today. Today for the Retrograde, our episode is rhythm games. That's right, those games that keep the upbeat tunes and should always have good music. Emphasis on that, seriously. Like, I want you to think about it. Rhythm games need to have good music. I'm just saying. It's my opinion. But I'm going to be introducing our first guest, which our first guest is ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Their name is Ribbon Ichigo, and technically Ichigo also means number one. Ribbon Ichigo. Ichigo, strawberry, also means strawberry, but the each part of the name also could go for one. Yep. But yeah, Ribbon, hi. So Ribbon introduce you. Oh wait, you can't hear them? Say something? Oh my god, they cannot Mikan, they
It's short. I just got a diet purple. I'm going camping, so I don't want to. It's gonna get sun bleached, so it's kind of silly to be.
it has become the ultimate color. It
Now
is
it's just it's like a
sun-bleached.
bleach blonde. It's very bleach blonde.
But yes,
There's
Ribbon.
like a little hint of purple right here in the shade, but
Yes, but Ribbon, please plug yourself by all means.
all right. Hi, friends. I'm Ribbon Ichigo. I've been streaming for 2 years now. I use they them pronouns. I'm a non-binary ace pan, whatever the fuck LGBTI label you want to just throw at my face. I probably will say, yeah, I'm that. um, and I stream. I've been doing a lot of variety gaming lately. I finally have a consistent stream schedule now that I actually have a consistent job.
I know the
And
feeling. I know the feeling.
I like to talk about just kind of my mental health a little bit, share like kind of have like I for a while I did like what's it called? Path to healing was kind of what my tagline because I was not in a great place mentally for the past like year or so. And so I was kind of helping recover that with streaming, more casual, calmer gaming, and not trying to over stress myself with the content.
Let's
Uh-oh.
now mind you, let's make this very clear. As a content creator, stream whatever the hell you want because you know what? Your
Yeah.
mental health is very important.
Yeah, that's what I learned in the long run. I was like, I'll just stream whatever the fuck I want, and it. Oh, sorry, we allowed to swear.
Yeah, you're allowed
I'm a.
to.
Okay.
18 plus, you're good.
I forget which streams are 18 up and which ones aren't.
Let's face it. You see me in a himbo outfit. That should like clarify stuff.
I mean, you are a bear.
Let us know. Oh, also let's get a nice shout out for Ribbon because you know what? They have awesome content. So,
Request from
Yeah. I've been playing Legends Arceus, finally
The mayor?
finishing that game.
someone made a request for
Someone
me to
made a
get
request.
100 harvest
Yeah.
100 greens. So we
I've
got
also
100
reason I'm
200
here.
greens.
I don't play much
200
DDR on my stream, but I have played DDR for Thanksgiving.
I did too.
Thank
We
you,
did
Ethan.
DDR Mario. That was the amazing day that I actually did some DDR Mario. But
Yeah, you did DDR Mario, and then I did DDR Extreme too. And that game, but yeah, I've been playing that game since I was in like 4th grade.
all right, guys,
Actually, no,
I'm
longer
keep-
than that.
I'm keeping our friend busy, but guess what? We have our second guest, Silverstone. Boom! How's it going?
Hello, hello. How's it going, everybody? Good to see you.
All right, Silver, plug yourself for the chats.
All right, plug myself. Let's see here. Have you got an outlet? Not really. So So, guys, Social Encounter here. Artist, streamer, game dev, multi-potentialite human. Been doing streaming for like a very, very long time. Well, by long time, I mean like at least 5 years. Been doing it on and off as like a hobby / I want to do a streaming thing and be good at it. And that's gone in its own way. But, you know, I love doing it for fun because I enjoy, you know, stream tech, you know, love like production. You know, if you ever have like OBS questions, I'm usually the guy to ask for that more times than not. I've helped Hito many different times for their streams, so
Yes.
there's that too. Also, I am also non-binary. He, they pronouns from my end, so there you go.
Oh yeah, definitely true, Mikon. Silver, you forgot to include GDQ streamer.
Ah, yes. Recently christened Games Done Quick streamer, thanks to my efforts in the Rhythm Heaven Fever community, or the wider Rhythm Heaven community. So, you know, rhythm games. That's why I'm here too.
Let's give Silver the motivation to tell them their placement. Silver, what are you in the world rank for Rhythm Heaven Fever?
I currently am, well, the last time I checked, I was in 6th place, but I know that there's been some movement lately. I know there's like a lot of movement. So in the time that I've been not working, but apparently I think I am in, no, I'm still in 6th. No, I am still 6th. Hey, wait, what the hell am I saying? I'm still 6th place. Fuck you. I was close to top 5, but like I'm like literally like 1 second off from like equaling the top 5. But in order to like kind of like break that top 5 barrier, I might have to get like an actual, well, I might have to use my actual Wii, because like reset strats are faster than using the old Wii U. So
That is fair. Let's get a shout out for Silver.
Hey, it's gonna be Splatoon. It's also gonna go to like that one wonderful triple B getting a triple kill. And Splatoon 3 coming out very soon, so I can't wait for that. God, Splatoon 2 was like my bread and butter for like a long time, and then I stopped playing because it got old.
Well, listen, you got Splatoon 3 later coming out, so that way that can get old in like a year and a half. There you go.
That's it. Splatoon September, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Definitely. All right, guys. So rhythm games. What are the most important? What is one of the most important things that are needed in a rhythm game? And I'm gonna
Good music.
Good music. I said that already.
All right, stream over, guys. Wonderful. Good job.
Good job. Okay, that's it. You know what? That was the quickest retrogade ever. Give yourselves a pat on the back. And
All right, goodbye, everyone.
All right.
Bye,
also, grab a chocolate brownie cookie on the way out. There you go. You're good.
Okay.
No, but yeah, of course, music. I love that answer too that Epic just gave out. Give me one moment so I could use our featured chat section, because oh my god, featured chat is amazing. Like you get to show people's answers to the question. Like look, like what is this? What is this technology? This new bear technology that we got going for us? Boom.
Oh, you got that Bear G?
That Bear G.
Wow.
That Bear G energy?
Bear G energy. But yes, spectacular presentation. It's very important. I find it very... I'm famous. Me. The Epic Man World. Me. Mikon also brings a very important point. The beat to match the speed of the input, which we have games that have very scary inputs. Parappa the Rapper.
Parappa the
Rapper. It's happened on way too many occasions that Parappa the Rapper suffered that situation.
And the one thing that really sucks about like, you know, being able to like time things to beat, you realize that like there's just like an innate like lateness to everything. Like you start to become aware of like when things are like milliseconds late, and you just know it like bugs you so much.
You're just like, why?
Why do I even bother?
All right, now we're gonna get into the personals. Are we ready?
Okay.
All right. So our first question is, what was the very first rhythm game you remember playing? And I'm gonna start ribbon on that one.
Dance Dance Revolution Extreme 2 on the PlayStation 2.
Damn. Just immediately.
Damn.
Like, DDR. Extreme 2.
I have played a total... See, when it comes to rhythm games, I've played them for a long time. But have I played a many of them? Well, wait. Actually, I have played many. But I don't play most of them anymore because they no longer exist. I gotta but I don't remember half the names of them. So the first one I played, was DDR Extreme 2. I actually started playing that, I think I was like 8 years old playing that game. And then my older sister, who's like a year and a half older than me, she was very like athletic and sporty, and she likes to play like competitively for like things. So we had the 2-player dance pads, like those ones. We had 2 of those, and we would play in my parents' bedroom on the PlayStation 2. And we were just like trying to face each other off. And then she's like, let's try to step it up a notch. So she encouraged me to start trying the harder and harder difficulties. And then I was like, wait, there's this like story mode where you can earn songs. Oh, and then I got really, really good. And then I was like, hey, do you want to... Oh, sorry, that's my air conditioner if you can hear that bumping.
Oh, no, you are good.
Okay. But then they have the story mode, so I unlocked all the songs that are like exclusively challenge. And I was like, let's play these, my sister. And she's like, no. Like, I'm done. You beat me.
You won. That's it.
So,
okay. Hands up in the air. That's it. Done. You got it.
Yeah.
All right. Silver, how about you?
See, for me, rhythm games really didn't kick off until much later, actually, because like I feel like there was always like games that had like rhythm games sections, I'd say, but like never like a full rhythm game to say, because like officially my answer would be Rhythm Heaven on DS, where I played that. This is back in 2009 when I got my Nintendo DSi from my father, guy who bought for me for my birthday. And he was like, hey, here's a couple games. Here's this game. Because he saw it on TV. Beyonce was playing it, so I had to have it, apparently. So grabbed it. Didn't really think too much of it at the beginning because I was mostly into, like, obviously, Mario Kart and those kinds of games. And then when I sat down to, like, play Rhythm Heaven, I was just like, what kind of game is this? Like you tap to the rhythm? Like, what kind of game? Like, I can play, like, any sort of, like, I guess, like, platformer, and they have, like, the weird, like, forced-in rhythm section. But this one was, I guess, the first game that really made me understand kind of like just like the beats, just like you hear the melody, you feel the beat, beat the beat, rhythm paradise. You kind of like have to like just go along with it. And then I remember very distinctively, like after playing the game, like for like any like song I'd hear, just like in just music, I just like would feel out like certain parts of it, like the percussion, certain melodies, and I'm just like, okay, now I get it. Like now I get why this genre exists, because I knew about DDR for like a long time. I knew friends and cousins who had it. I had like 2 left feet, so I was very uncoordinated, so I couldn't really deal with the old pads. But like I think like Rhythm Heaven was like my first real true rhythm game, and if I was able to like pull out like a really random game that I could consider as a rhythm game, but it was more of like a matching game that had some rhythm to it. No one really knows this, but like there was a little thing called the Pokemon Mini that came out back in 2005, and there was a packing game called Blossom's Dance, and I played the shit out of that.
I remember it. No, I remember Blossom's Dance because before my Pokemon Mini got stolen, because I left it in the bathroom like an irresponsible child person. Literally, I remember Blossom's Dance. I had it in my Pokemon Mini. Yeah, it was just that.
Oh my god.
I didn't have a Pokemon Mini, but I did play on my cousin had like the emulator stuff on her computer, and I played it on.
Right, it was being emulated at that time, but I remember playing it like a lot as a kid. Like the Mini was like technically my first handheld, because like I had to share a Game Boy Color with my sister. She got it stolen. Didn't really like that. Eventually, I got a DS for myself. But in between the DS and the Game Boy Color, it was the Pokemon Mini, because I got it actually from what was then called the Pokemon Center NYC. It was another like little gift from my dad's coworker saying, "Hey, let's go to the Pokemon Center, go pick up like some fun, something fun." And I picked out this Chikorita Green Pokemon Mini, and I only had one game for it. I never bought any other games for the system, sadly. But it was enough, because it was a pack-in that had multiple games. Blossom's Dance. It had that clock over Celebi. There was like Slowbro's Judge or Slowking's Judge. There's like other games like I'm forgetting like right now, but like it was like a really like solid like medley of games. But like I remember Blossom's Dance because like I remember going like almost like marathoning that because like I was able to like really just get into the rhythm of just like getting the right moves down. So that is like kind of like one of the earliest games I could think of as like a rhythm game that I played.
All right. So I have mine. You ready for this?
Yeah.
So,
All right. What you got?
PlayStation 1, Bust a Groove. I'm sorry.
Bust the groove.
I remember Bust a Groove to a T because it started with me just having the PlayStation demo disc and just playing as
Right.
either Heat or Pinky and just like doing either Heat song or just Heat song. And it's the one song that I still remember to this day. Like it cycles through my head. It lives rent free because again, demo disc. That's all I had. So when I finally got Bust a Groove, when I was old, when I was able to afford it, and actually be like, "Hey, I want Bust a Groove," and they're like, "Are you sure? This game has some tantalizing costumes." I'm absolutely sure. Yes, thank you. I'm okay with
Tantalizing.
I'm okay with Pinky's gypsy outfit, which, by the way, slight thing that most people didn't know playing Bust a Groove. People immediately assumed that they made Pinky a stripper in the game because of the way she's dressed, and that's kind of like really messed up. And I'm like, she's not a stripper, she's a gypsy. If you know what her abilities are, which is tarot cards and reading crystal and basically scrying off of crystal balls, you would understand she is a gypsy. She just does not wear her veil when she's dancing, because who wears a veil when they're dancing? It's sweaty. Jesus. Anyway,
I should say that one important thing. I don't know if you know Hito, but that word is actually not.
It's considered.
I
It's
know,
considered a
I
slur
know.
now.
kind of a slur.
I
The
know.
more correct word is Romani.
Romani, right.
Yes, yeah, I understand that. I'm just calling it from like the actual like booklet, so that's kind of where I'm like referencing
Okay.
it from. I'm not like I know the word gypsy is like literally very disrespectful, and I would never use that in like an actual context or add a derogatory term as a slur. Yeah. But overall together, off of the whole thing, because she literally says even in her lyrics that she has a gypsy heart. Like she literally goes into her lyrics and stuff like that. It's an old game. It of course has its age, 1999. And
Yeah.
that's a whole
Very
thing that
old.
goes into it. It's 1999. That was like a term, even though I'm pretty sure that term was still derogatory. Even
Was
back
still
then.
derogatory
But
then. Yeah.
all together, I had to like establish that because they were also putting like some sort of undertone under Pinky because they made the only dark skinned character a stripper. That's very disrespectful. And I'm like, stop.
Right.
First of
I
all-
think like it was published by Enix, if I remember correctly. Like
Yes.
before they did the whole merge with SquareSoft.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that. And I just want to say like she wasn't the only dark skinned character. We had Frida, who was really amazing in her dance skills. It was a mix of hip hop breakdancing with Spanish influence, slight capoeira added to it, which was great. And we even got even more characters in the game that were really like much more forward pushing in Bust a Groove 2. However, I like to say like I enjoyed the game a lot. The rhythm was great, and of course, as we all know, the music had to be absolutely fantastic. I still have the tracks on my phone, and
Really?
yeah, I still have the tracks on my phone because the tracks were like absolutely fantastic. Kitty N's theme will always like go in my head because it actually like, you ever have that moment where you actually hear the title of the game in the dialogue in some way? The song has the title of the game in the thing. So I had like that Peter Griffin moment, like, they said it, oh my god, yes, thank you. So I'm just like, I love the hell out of Bust a Groove. The first one specifically, the second one was also great, but like the first one has like a place in my heart.
That's good. Like, I remember like those games came out like right after Parappa like just like blew up because like it was. I think that was like really where rhythm games kind of like started taking off like in the States because like they had Parappa, they had Unjammer Lammy, they had I think Ribbon technically is a rhythm game as well. Like there were like a lot of like copycats that came in afterwards or inspirations came in afterwards from that boom.
All right, so next question. Are you ready for this?
All right.
What is one of your favorite rhythm games to play?
One of my favorites.
We already know the answer to like both of you, I guess.
See, mine is see, mine is same as the first question, DDR Extreme 2. That one just like just but also one game I did have a hard binge fun time with, which actually two games that I did have a really long binge on was Geometry Dash.
Mm.
Classic.
And on the iPod, it doesn't exist anymore. Tap Tap?
Tap Tap Revenge.
Tap Tap
Yeah.
Revenge.
Oh, see, that was like the
Tap.
first.
I was trying to remember because I remembered that was where I heard the song "Cinema" by Benny Benassi. Was
Right.
but DDR Extreme 2 just has so many bangers from Naoki. If they came out with a anniversary like edition, like vinyl or like soundtrack bundle of like every song from DDR Extreme 2, I would spend like 3 whole paychecks on that. I don't care. Like I would. I'm like I need that. I mean, I've already downloaded stuff.
Hey, you do what you gotta do.
They're my ringtone. Captain Jack is my parents' ringtone. Which it freaks everyone out because it's like company.
It should. I like Captain Jack.
What is this? Like, my parents, they're calling me and they're like, "Why is your parents' ringtone so scary?" I'm like, "It's a song."
It gets people's attention. Hey, that works.
It gets the attention.
It works. Like funny enough, like I think that's one of my favorite songs in DDR actually, because I played a bit of it like over time, and my friends in college really exposed me to it. And like there was that, and there was also Speed Over Beethoven. I love that one so
Speed Over
much.
Beethoven. My favorite was Injection of Love Hina Mix. But and also I love Sexy Planet. What's funny is my asexual ass. My favorite song to play was Sexy Planet, and then also Cinema Let Niente
Oh,
on
wow.
Challenge. But Captain Jack holds a special place in my heart because Captain Jack is the reason I aced my gym class when I was in 10th grade.
That is
We had-
amazing.
So I suck at sports. I am not athletic. I cannot throw a ball. I cannot catch a ball. I can only dodge. And my teacher graded gym class based off of skill. So if you were good at sports, that's how you got an A. If you were bad at sports but you were trying your best, you were failing still. So we had the DDR unit, and it happened to be DDR Extreme 2. And I was just
wow.
can I bring my memory card? She's like, "What's that?" It's like, "It's a thing that lets me play more songs on the thing." And she's like, "Will it enhance the experience for the rest of the class?" I was like, yes.
Yeah, it will.
And so I brought my memory card first day, plugged it in, hopped on the dance pad, and I was like, Captain Jack on heavy mode.
Oh my
Got a
goodness.
AA star.
Wow. You must have been,
And
like,
she,
really
her
just,
jaw
like,
dropped,
chopping
and
up.
she's like, "Oh, that's where all the athletic capability is. It's in incentivized video games." I was that kid that had my Game Boy Advance in the back seat of class, just like, and like would just like walk the racetrack, like when we're jogging for like a mile or whatever. I would walk it, and then I'd like pull out my DS.
Just
Pokemon or some
casually.
shit.
Just pull,
Like-
just pull the Kama Katsuragi on the runway on the run cycle. And you're just
Literally.
playing your game like moving around. Just yep.
I was
Yep.
literally that kid.
Wow.
I was just video games was my primary focus my entire fucking life.
Hey, guess we're all here.
Silver. You're up
So for
next.
me, obviously the easy answer would be more Rhythm Heaven Fever, because like Rhythm Heaven Fever has been like the game I've been focusing the most. I've put in like the most hours on that game. I speedrun the game. I'm in the top 10 for the all metal speedrun. I've been on Games Done Quick to showcase that run. But the reason why I won't bring it up directly right there, because like, it is my favorite, but I want to give like another spotlight to like another game which some people also regard as like one of the titans of the rhythm game genre on DS, and that's Elite Beat Agents. That to me, just like when I got that for like $5 off Amazon. This is like high school. I came back to New York. I needed a new game to play because like I saw it on Amazon for like $5, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just get it. So I got it. Really started to like learn the moves, with the Elite Beat Agents, and then eventually up to from was it Jay, and then to Chieftain, and then the Elite Beat Divas, who I still haven't had a chance to really go through yet. because of the game, I have a burning hatred for the song "Jumping Jack Flash" because because it's one like one of the last songs in the game, and it's at like the final boss of the game, and it's the first half of the final boss. And if you screw up at that song, you have to start over from the beginning, and it's painful. But I also like appreciate like so much of like the music that they had in there, because like obviously they wanted to like localize the game, because the original game Osatakai Wendan, obviously the Japan game built on like a Japanese cheer squad. When they brought it to America, it became like a whole like agents theme. They're still like cheering people on, but like it's more like localized. So what did they do? They changed the songs. They had stuff like Cher's Believe, Jackson 5's ABC. My God. Ashley Simpson's like Lala.
That was a big one for me to play, because my mom was a big Cher fan, so we would listen to Believe all the time in the house. You'll hear it literally like ringing through the rooms. So when it was Elite Beat Agents, I was like, yep, I can't stop playing this song. And I remember one time specifically my mom breaking into my room like, are you playing Cher in your room?
Cher?
And I'm like, well,
Yes.
Technically yes, but it's in the game.
It's a cover version, but like it's still like really good. Like the one thing I love about the game too is just like the scenarios, because like it's like a motion like comic while you're also playing the game, and like you get to like see those like in betweens when if you do well, the comic goes up. If you do poorly, then things go poorly. So it showed that you have like a great effect on what's happening. And even though the songs are like all covers, I eventually like found ways to like the actual like version of those songs. So like for example, like Good Charlotte's the anthem. I really loves that thing where I think it was about like this baseball dude who was trying to save the world, because like these like rock monsters popped out of nowhere. Again, just dumb stupid fun. I became like a lifelong fan of Wendan. I have a physical version of Wendan 2 actually in my drawer down here, which I got for $30 at the last Long Island Retro before COVID happened. So really good snag too. And I've been to play it for so long, and I have a 3DS capture card, and I've been not using it enough, so I gotta like play that too. But of course, from Wendan, obviously one of the biggest rhythm games in the world right now is OS. Well, some people call it OS, like the original name. It's OS, because like even the creator calls it OS, because I've been looking to get back into it, because like apparently they're working on like a full rewrite of the whole engine. Like it's called OS Laser, and it's pretty freaking phenomenal. Like they built in so many features, and like it's really tough. And then but like the thing I have with OS, because like a lot of people also like hate it because it can skew a little bit towards like the hardcore audiences. And I remember talking about this with CCK, another good friend of mine who was a super into rhythm games, where like the idea of like a Wendan was to have that kind of like visual of like what's going on in the background, and then you reflect like what changes in that. But like for OS, like the one thing I didn't like was how like everyone was like, oh, black screens, it's all like all these things, it's like super hard stuff that gives you carpal tunnel, and I'm like, I can't do that. Like that's not fun. That's just like painful. But again, I don't want to regulate people's fun, because like what's fun to them might not be fun for me. And like for me, OS has always been like more like an anime anthology, because like any like anime that I've watched, there's always like openings and endings. I would always like just grab these songs for them in beatmap form and just play them over again to remember the good times of like anime. So my time with League of Legends has like obviously expanded in towards like some of the biggest games that we have like now. And again, it's a game that I wish there was more of, that Innis made, but Innis, I think Innis is still around, but they don't make those kinds of games anymore, unfortunately. And they were gonna do like one and two localized, but they never did end up doing it. So it's kind of like one of a big like what if,
Yeah, I've seen crazy OS players like go ham. Just
geez, like I use a tablet.
I have a friend who plays Osu with her tablet.
Yes, like
she has like her drawing tablet because she's an artist, and she uses her stylus and does.
Yeah. I see. Like some people like do like tap on it with like the tablet. For me, I have like the Z button, and then I have to hover over it. I remember trying to do it with a mouse one time, and my wrist was killing me for like a.
Oh yeah, she showed me how to play it with the mouse, and I was like, I don't know how you play this. I need a button. I need give me 4 buttons, and I got it.
Like, oh man, like,
I need do.
Like sometimes I feel like I can get better at the game, but like some people are just like beyond my capability.
All right. I'm ready to reveal the game that I played, which Epic actually brought up. The DDR Mario mix is actually one of my favorite games.
Really?
Now, mind you, because it's one of my favorite games, I get to talk shit about it just for like this one thing. Just this one thing, that one problem I have with it. They should have strictly stuck with Mario remixes instead of giving us public domain, because nobody asked for a remix version of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star or Mozart.
It's Nintendo.
I think they were trying to make a Nintendo version of Speed Over
Yeah.
Beethoven. That's what that sounds like.
Now, I'm not
That
gonna lie.
sounds like to me.
I'm not gonna lie. The Mozart piece sounded absolutely fantastic. That was the
Yeah.
second stage you would hear. That was the second stage after like the regular Mario theme that you would hear going across the bridge, and everything was solved by dancing. And I'm just like mind you, young 11-year-old me playing with friends with this game, I was just like, so if I just dance, will all my problems go away? And literally, I had this very repressed and very dark, not dark memory, but like this very repressed memory of me literally thinking that if the bullies in my school see my dance skills, they will just leave me alone.
Just bust out your first dance moves.
Just
See,
like,
I had it.
just do all of that. But Underground, yeah, like Epic said, like Underground Mozart was spectacular. It was great. But you know what was the best song that I still remember to this day in that game, and I cannot get it out of my head? There are two. So Bowser's theme, the last song in the whole story mode, that was a sick remake. And seeing Bowser do a whole flip, back flip, front flip, and back, I'm like, ha, he can't dance. He can barely flip, and then I just like, oh, Bowser. But
Bowser got the moves.
top tier song, basically top tier song in that one was Destruction Dance, when you had to go against Waluigi, when they made a Wrecking Crew remix. That was sick. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Like, I cannot stress how much Destruction Dance from DDR Mario mix was absolutely the chef's kiss. That was the one. And Waluigi was actually considered the villain of that game, because he's the one who steals the 4 music keys. But he only keeps one of them for some reason, and that's never explained. I'm like, Waluigi should have been that whole thing. But yeah, Epic, man, it's Wrecking Crew. It's even in the like subtitles, like remix of Wrecking Crew. Like,
Really?
yeah, it's a remix of Wrecking Crew, and it's legit.
Huh.
It's amazing. Again, chef's kiss to that. Like, whoever made that remix in Konami, literally just like, they tenderized this song, they seasoned it with the salt, they did it very sexily like, and then they provided the spice we need. So it was fantastic. They also added a Paper Mario song in there from Thousand Year Old Door. So if you play the different version of DDR Mario with Luigi, you play the cabin in the 4th level. Miss Mouse's theme from Paper Mario Thousand Year Old Door is remixed.
Oh,
Really?
You get Miss Mouse's theme remixed in the cabin, and it's called Choo Choo Desu. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the song, Choo Choo Desu. I could be wrong, but you hear literally like all the influences from Paper Mario behind it, from Miss Mouse's theme, and it is absolutely amazing. Like, when they stuck to the Mario themes, they did a kick-ass job. Like, I was sold. I was sold. When they made the remix of Super Mario Brothers 3, Jump, 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 for the hotel that looked like a corkscrew, and you just had to dance to return it back to normal, you know, defying all construction physics. You just have to dance, and the corkscrew building now turns back to its original form. That was a sick remake, too. Like, Jesus, like, when they did it right, they had Mario Party themes as well. I believe the carnival, the one where you start with the carnival, that was a Mario Party theme, I believe. And then Wario's theme in the 3rd game was absolutely sick. They took Wario World, Wario Worlds. They took Wario Worlds theme and literally just did the absolute worst. I mean, like the absolute like greatest thing ever. And then all I remember from when Epic said blooper bop is the stage before it, which is where they made a remix of Pomp and Circumstance. I'm like, why are we dancing to a remix of the graduation song? Am I graduating? Is that what this is?
Or is Macho Man Randy Savage gonna pop out of nowhere and just like snap to a Slim Jim? I don't know.
Like I thought literally like the second I finished that song, like caps from the Caps and Gowns were just gonna fly out of my TV and hit the hell out of me. I felt like I felt like I had to turn the tassel right or something. I don't know.
Right. I'm thinking like Nintendo did better with like, because like licensed music, obviously like, you know, they want to like localize it. Like, well, in the case of like DDR mix, like Mario mix, I guess like they had like half Mario, half like public domain. I remember for like Wii Music, they did better there, but like, it was still like mostly public domain. But I feel like their best job was like obviously Elite Beat Agents, because they had like popular songs that were actually like listenable with decent covers. You know.
All right, I got another question.
All right.
So
another question.
What is one of your favorite tracks from a rhythm game that you enjoy?
Oh boy.
Kind of answered this a little bit. There's so many good ones. Honestly, anything by Naoki. But also, I'm a huge fan of Sena Millet Niente. Which is it's by Togo Project featuring Sana. That one is really good. I also like, what was the? I mean, I obviously like the classic ones, but yeah, those are the ones that really stand out to me.
That's a good one right there. Because like again, I'm more familiar with like the one that really like, people like remember. Like again, speaking of Beethoven, it's like my go-to is like it's a like classic. For me, to pull something from Rhythm Heaven, again, a lot of the vocal tracks to me are like phenomenal. I really like when they really blend in like lyrics, and usually Rhythm Heaven, I guess like in DS, the localized lyrics were okay. Like some of them were just very, very simple. Like, hey, now here is my song. And I'm like, yeah, that's just like that's it, you know. But like for Fever, I feel like they did like a better job of like making the English versions to sound better. And like my go-to one was always like Remix 3, which is Tonight. Very, very simple, like just like get you like pumped up for like a nice little outing. But like over time, it's been better because like I think the best song to me in that one is actually Remix 8, which I forget the name. I forgot the I Love You, My One and Only. That's the name of the song. And so it's like a very, very interesting like love song where it's like it's a little bit deeper because like, you know, meanwhile like this person's like pouring their heart out to this person that might not like even like receive their love. I'm here like bashing like, you know, badminton between like, you know, between like a cat and a dog, or punching rivets up and down, or playing baseball. And I'm like I think that's all that's thing I always like is so weird with like rhythm. It's like you're doing like the most like weird things while the music in the background is just like really filling the space, and it's just like really just like beyond anything that you can like comprehend. Like it's just great. Like if you guys can ever like listen to like the vocal tracks from Rhythm Heaven Fever, like definitely like even like check out the lyrics. Like it's good stuff. It's really good stuff.
Yep, I definitely feel that. Next up, I guess, for this question, favorite track. This is hard because again, I just like went DDR Mario mix, and I told you that I love Destruction Dance like crazy, but I'm still stuck with being stuck in the car with Marap. That like mind you, it's not my favorite. It just lives in my head. It just lives in my head. It just lives in my head rent free.
Like,
just saying.
Like he sang a couple bars and just like
I think it's stuck in everyone's head.
Like it was a commercial.
It turned into a TikTok for like a good moment.
For a good moment.
But no, if we were gonna seriously talk about like a rhythm game that I can remember the track to completely, DDR had quite the few bangers for me, and Ribbon literally called it out. They actually brought up Naoki. Naoki had like a shit ton of good music. 1998 was personally one of my favorites from Naoki.
I love 1998. I think my favorite Naoki was the Brilliant to You. Hold on. It's on my
Subscribe
phone.
and do the thing.
But one of my favorite songs from DDR was Daikinkai.
Oh, I love Saikin Kai. I actually have that on my. I have it on my phone.
Like-
I have it saved. I have-
Unbelievable.
It was one of the first songs that I beat on heavy, so I was excited to like finally pull that. So Daikinkai, Love Shine was another good one as well.
Brilliant to You Cog 3 mix.
Yep.
Or
Ooh.
KOGG3.
And also Mikan's bringing up a repressed memory of Jammy Lammy, where we used a baby as a guitar. Never again. I highly recommend don't use your baby as a guitar. Seriously. Okay, it's not a musical instrument. It will cry, and you will probably lose like millions in a concert with it.
I don't think people would like a crying baby at a concert
No,
as the music, mind you.
I mean, baby metal exists, but that's not what that is.
That's the same thing.
It's not the same thing. You can't mix the two together.
I'm just looking through and finding songs that I have listed that I wish I could find like outside. Well, I've seen some of them outside. Specifically, "Wonderful Night" by Fatboy Slim.
Hmm?
That was in DDR Troop 2. Also, "Heaven is a 57 Metallic Gray." That song was just too fire. Why was it so good?
Because Konami knew what they were doing. But I got the next question.
I can't find that song anywhere. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. I got the next question. What was one game that you enjoyed that all of a sudden had a rhythm section in the game? So what was like a game that you had that you enjoyed that had a rhythm section just pop up out of nowhere and you enjoyed that rhythm section?
I guess a game that I played. Well, it had two different versions. I played the game Boogie Superstar,
Oh, geez.
which started out just like karaoke, but then they added dancing to it, which is like a combination of like hand movements on the Wii remote as well as using arrows to move yourself around the map to like the beat of the music. So you were dancing as well as singing or doing one or the other. But like it starts out, you're just singing for the longest time, and then suddenly now you got to know how to dance. And that's what I think where I got really interested in it, because my sister was like, all right, here, you're going to do the dancing part because I can't do that. My sister was a singer. I was the dancer. Though I didn't actually dance.
Silver, your camera got cut off for a sec.
Uh-oh. Hang on. I can fix that. I guess. Oh no! I got faded out. Hang on.
Uh-oh. Meanwhile, while Silver's doing technical things, I'll bring up one of my. I have a three-way tie. This is bad.
You're a three-way tie?
Yep. So first,
right, I'm
there
back.
you go. There you go. Oh, never mind.
Wait,
You know what? I'll let Silver go first because
I do have one more fave.
Oh, what do you
Yeah,
have?
go for it, Ribbon.
It's not a game that I played, but it was a game that I watched a lot of people play. I feel like it's going to be one of yours. Undertale.
Yes.
There it is.
But wait,
It's in the rhythm game section.
Yeah, Muffet was one. Yeah, little Muffet's Spider
Muffet
Dance.
was a
That's
rhythm
always a
bit.
thing. Just
That I fucking love that. Also, for me specifically, I did play a little bit of Deltarune, and that it's minimal, but that little bit right when you're going into it, and then you go down the slide, and I think it's in the second world where they're in like the cyber area. It goes do 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 do. I love that bit. I had a happy little dance in my head when that part played, because it was like you use just like a DDR screen for a second. I was like, I love this reference. Toby Fox is a blessing to this world.
Yeah, really, truly. Like Toby Fox is just like, what a person. What a person.
I talk about how much of a legend Toby Fox is as a musician.
Right, like, you know, Undertale is pretty much like the representation of like how a musician could like make a game. You know, truly, truly, truly amazing. So my answer, I guess, for like rhythm games in sections that aren't really focused on rhythm games, for the past year I've been playing Yakuza Like a Dragon, and so and so like most of the karaoke bits in that song are technically rhythm game sections, and the songs are just phenomenal because like it starts out with them just singing in the club and their friends are just like cheering them on, and then it becomes like a full-blown music video with like various effects here and there where it's like either it's like really sad or oh my god, each one is like rapping alongside alongside Psycho, and I'm like, it's so corny and weird, but like they're all like just so into it. Of course, you know, is that standing for any Yakuza, like Baka Mitai is like always like a great track, and like even it's like I think it's like one of the only full songs I know like in Japanese that I can sing without having to like look up the lyrics, because like I've played it so many times I've committed it to memory. It's just fun. I love it.
All right, so Ribbon said one of them, which was Undertale with Muffet. Spider Dance, Spider Dance.
Spider Dance. Spider Dance does whatever a Spider Dance does.
But the other one is Night in the Woods. The band practice.
Oh.
Band practice in Night in the Woods was fantastic, and I love it. To this day,
I set to play that game.
Like Night in the Woods is great. Like I highly suggest playing Night in the Woods. It's still great.
I have it on itch. Like a lot of those bundles would have like, I think 2 of them had like Night in the Woods in it, so technically I own the game twice.
It's gonna be scary.
So I have it for the Switch and I have it for the PlayStation 4. So that's, I mean, not the Switch, the PlayStation 4 and the Steam. That's
and the Steam. Yes, the Steam.
The Steam.
Night in the Woods is not spooky. It's not a spooky game. It's more like a very, very like down, like how to, like, you know, I guess the best I can say is
chill
like,
vibes in nighttime. Okay.
Conspiracy theories in a small town.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I got it off of itch.io, and I really
right.
I was like, I don't know if I will be able to handle this. I am very sensitive to horror and scary things.
I think it'll be fine. It's not like a hardcore, like crazy, like, you know, horror game. It's more like, you know, unsettling maybe, but like it's about like kind of like building you up in this whole world, you know, getting to meet the characters, and then
also
they
lots of
hit with
representation.
That's what I've heard. That's making me be like, I really want to play it. Also,
absolutely,
like Angus, best bear boy. I love Angus, because you know we have our same sex relationship with Greg and Angus, and I'm like, Angus, like when Angus is telling his story, I'm like, Angus, I want to give you a hug, please. But
he's also pretty cool.
But yeah, like, so the band segments in Night in the Woods were great because you could do them at any point in the game. You just have to pick up May's guitar and you just start doing the songs like right off the bat. And the songs were, of course, like very edgy and very angsty, you know, kind of like what you do, kind of like how college students that just graduated high school are like, you know, kind of angsty. And, you know, one of the songs is called Die Anywhere Else. Like the whole song is basically like, I'd rather not die in this old hick town, you know, like that's the way that they put it. Like, I don't want to die in the boonies. I want to die somewhere else. I don't want to die where, like, you know, I came from, because, you know, it's not well known. That was literally what the lyrics was about. So I'm just like, oh, so we're going angsty today. Angsty teens, got it. I understand. This is great. And that's literally what the whole game was about, because I see the character development in the game where it's like, these are characters that are trying to basically adult better. They're the college students that were not ready for college, or basically other responsibilities like paying for school and stuff like that. And they now have to basically do what they can to survive. I understand this.
Moving back with your parents and all that stuff. Yeah.
Like it was, and it also goes into mental health too, which is very important as well. Like, we look into some of the characters' mental health. This is actually the game is very relatable. Like, you will feel things with these characters. Like, the characters are very relatable, and you can literally, like, see yourself in that character. Like, I see myself in Angus, and I see myself in Greg. I call myself literally some of these things, and yeah.
Nice.
Really good game. And yeah, so you got my Undertale bit. We have that, but I forgot what my third one was, which I'll keep that one under the hat.
It'll probably pop up in conversation again for sure.
It probably will. Now, here's another one. What is one of your favorite games one of your favorite rhythm games that uses modern music / copyrighted music?
I think. See, I do like Just Dance. I would say Just Dance is a rhythm game, right?
Yeah, Just Dance.
Oh, absolutely.
It absolutely is a rhythm game.
Yeah, Just Dance.
Use your body.
And what's it called? There, Tap Tap had a lot of copywritten stuff. I just wrote a list, and I've lost it in my book. Oh well. If you don't mind, I am going to run to the bathroom.
Go ahead. You're good.
Okay.
All right.
I guess I should continue the conversation there.
Go for it.
All right, so I think my answer would likely be the thing is like it's like a half step between like being a rhythm game and also not, because like it's more about like being a DJ. Fuser had such a great set list, harmonics like killed it. Honestly, it was great to be able to kind of strip out a song to its bare essentials, like the percussion, backing guitars, leading instrument, vocals, and just doing stuff that's either just like amazing, like fusing together like stuff like again like Venus and like I don't know, like can I kick it, or making something that's cursed by like having all star, all vocals all star, and just like mixing it with like Never Gonna Give You Up, because you can do that. It's like I like stuff like that. Like it's just phenomenal how like like music games like that. They really have like changed and evolved in a way where like obviously a lot of people want to be like the highlight of the party. They want to be like the DJ, and it's kind of like kind of gets you that little like a little oomph of anything.
Yeah. I mean, I feel that, especially when I kept using Lizzo's Feeling Good as Hell.
Good as hell, yeah. Good as hell. Like we had like band songs from our list, because like we kept using them a lot as like motifs. Like we had to ban Venus from Bananarama. We had to ban I think we banned Animals, Martin Garrix.
Please tell me you banned All Star.
We did try to ban All Star. we did. God, I know CTK had us beat because like CTK had all the DLC. I stopped after a while, but I remember downloading like a shit ton of DLC for that. Like I had Bad Bunny, I had Dua Lipa. Oh my God, Sean Paul. Like there was like so many just the variety in Fuser was just crazy. There were like so many good songs, like obviously like modern. I think they broke it down like current song like 2020s, 2010s, 90s, 80s, 70s, 50s, and like by genre too. Like I could have like like Otis Redding's like sitting on the dock of the bay with like freaking like don't feed the Reaper, and like it sounds weird when you put it together, but like Fuser can make it work if you just commit to it. So
is it bad that I have a pun for one of the artists you brought up? Okay, here we go. What do you do when you need to cross a puddle?
What do you do?
Dua Lipa.
So loud, get out, bye.
I'm loving taking out this conversation.
Come on, you expect the puns from me at this point.
Look. I'm aware, but like I would never live down that pun-filled night with Smash. But like that's another conversation for like another day. He would like assaulted me with puns, and I was just like, please stop. You're killing me in the inside here, bro. Oh man.
Oh my God.
Soul.exe has left.
So Hito doesn't got you in love with puns.
Hito tries. They oh my God, do they try?
Listen, I've told some
good
puns that you enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
In this institution.
In this institution, I honestly.
Listen, puns are great. Okay, they're like a little they're like a little chocolate bonbon. You barely get them, and they taste sweet after a while.
After a while, time. Clock's ticking though.
All right. So, with that being said, Ribbon.
Sorry.
Go. You're good.
Okay, with the copywritten music one, were you also asking for favorite songs? from those?
No, but if you have a favorite song, please bring it up.
Yeah, like bring it up, yeah.
Specifically from Tap Tap Revenge, one song that sticks out is Empire by Delta Heavy. I
Ooh.
loved that song. And then for Just Dance, I don't know which version, but it's Rock and Roll Will Take You to the Mountain.
Oh, jeez, I love that song.
I love that dance.
Jeez. So
It was so difficult, and I was very precise with it, and that was the first one I think I got like a perfect score on.
I think I remember this very well. Epic Man's in the chat right now, so I remember this epic. Like we were playing Just Dance at Waypoint Cafe. We did freaking Rasputin in a crowded cafe.
Oh, I love Rasputin.
Oh my god! And there's always
I also like that. It's like that. I don't know the song. Boom, clap, boom. It's boom.
Oh,
that song.
All right. Oh, the Charlie XX song. Oh my god.
I don't know. I don't know who made it.
Yeah.
But there's that, and there's also like Poker Face, because like again, Lady Gaga. It took them 3 games to put in like Just Dance into the actual game. The song Just Dance. Oh god, I
guess her producers are very uptight about copyright.
Yeah, the legs go down and like my knees pop, and I'm like, I can't Just Dance like that. Just Dance 5. Thank you, CTK.
Like what did we do to Kristen Bell when she was playing Bella in Twilight? Poker Face. No, seriously, Poker Face. It doesn't move. Stop it.
And Kristen Stewart when she was playing Bella.
Kristen Stewart, yeah, that.
Yeah, Just Dance was Dance Central first.
Kristen Bell is Anna in.
I messed up. Don't mind me. I mixed up my Kristens. I'm sorry.
see, that's a rhythm game I wish I played, but I never connect. Just Dance Central. That would have been like one I would love to play.
I love
like,
Dance Central. Tay from Dance Central was my favorite girl. She was amazing. But one of my favorite copyrighted song games is Rock Band, because I got to play the drums. I got to play the freaking drums. Listen, I like Guitar Hero, but I'm not a guitarist or a bass player. I'm a drummer. I need to go ham on some drums. I used to literally flip drum sets, just finale shot. Just like flipping.
They added drums later. Later. Just obviously like Rock Band started like really went in with like the whole band aspect. Guitar was like, we can do drums too,
Yeah, we know you can do drums, but they were weird as CTK Plays says. Like, they were weird. Okay? Was it fun? Okay. When it was Rock Band, now mind you, I didn't like Rock Band as much because it was much more precise when it came to your beats. Unlike Guitar Hero, where it was a little bit more like they were a little bit more lenient. But because of that game actually made me a better drummer when it came to high school. Because for those of you who don't know, in high school, I used to be a part of a band. Thank goodness my two ex-band members are not here watching right now, because they like to watch and sometimes judge me. But we had a band called Fatal Alloy. Yes, what we did.
Really?
Now I want to now mind you.
You were in a band?
Yes. Now mind you. You want to know how we even came up with the name? You want to even know how
we name?
We put a whole bunch of names inside a hat, and we just picked like three of the names. Now, mind you, the worst part was that our guitarist, as a joke, put Brandon's mom.
You know what? That would have been fun. Just and not onto the stage. Brandon's mom.
And I'm like, is this gonna be like Stacy's mom? We're just gonna play.
Do your own cover of that, like.
But back to Rock Band. This actually made me really more precise as a drummer, because then when push came to shove, we had a musical came up, and the last drummer graduated, so I was the only one left who has not done a show yet, and I'm like. In front of how many people? About 400, since the school's very big and we have like 11 floors. You're 400. Funny. You're funny. Thank you. Oh my god. And yep, we played Elton John's Aida musical throughout the whole thing, which was by the way, really good musical to literally Watch if you. I would say like it was a good dramatic story for Aida, and it went into like a whole bunch of things. It was really great. The music and score that Elton John did was great, and I learned how to play a lot of Elton John songs because of that whole entire experience, as one might call it.
Yeah, that sounds really fun.
But I have to thank Rock Band for that, because I wouldn't have gotten as precise with my drumming if it wasn't for Rock Band. I actually learned how to triple step on like a double bass pedal for a drum. So I was like, holy crap, I can do things? Hold on, wait. I was just like, oh my god.
For the longest time though, like I wasn't able to have like I didn't have like access to like Rock Band or Guitar Hero, because like obviously like I had a console for them, but I didn't want to like get all the stuff for it. But so, you know, I always joke how like say like everyone remembers like Rock Band and Guitar Hero, but the real ones remember Frets on Fire on PC. It's like it's a really old like game that was kind of like you had to like hold your keyboard like a guitar with like the 5 frets here, and with like, I think the like the either the spacebar or like the enter key on like the numpad, and I played like songs like this and looking like a dork, but like it was so cool because like the community back then was pretty dope. Like that was like my first, I guess, like online like rhythm game community that I really like was a part of, for those who like made like beat maps and stuff. Oh my god.
I feel like I had a similar experience with DDR in that it gave me a very powerful kick. The muscles in my legs were fucking jacked throughout high school and middle school.
Was it that episode of SpongeBob?
I'm a tiny little 5'2" gremlin who can't lift 10 pounds, but I can kick 250 pounds and be
Oh
fine.
my god.
Was it that episode of SpongeBob where they were just like, it's good for your buns and thighs, and then you're
Like,
just
you know those,
modeling.
like machines in like the weight rooms and stuff.
The
Yeah.
leg press. The leg press.
I was able to push almost 400 pounds
Holy
at
crap.
one point.
Jesus, like if you look at the
I
connection,
am-
might be deleted.
Just for reference, at that point, I weighed probably like 80 pounds.
80
And I was
pounds,
able to push
kicking,
400 pounds with my legs.
kicking like what 50 times your weight or 50 times the T's or
Because I was just like,
80.
stomp all the time.
Ribbon had
Oh
those ant mentality
I had
legs.
thighs.
Yes, buns and ties.
Buns and ties.
Thighs. My shins were on fire. You did not want me to kick you.
I would not. I feel like
You got on
again,
my bad side and I kicked you. I left.
Oh,
there you go.
I just remembered the third game. The third
You
game.
did.
Yes.
The third.
So, mind you, this whole game is technically a rhythm game, but it's also a platformer as a rhythm game. For the Wii, Nights into Journey of Dreams.
The sequel to Nights, really?
Yes.
That's a rhythm game?
Technically yes, and technically no.
I could never finish that game.
Because when you think about it, you have to go through the level finishing song segments.
Oh.
So you have to go,
Right.
but
They did
you
have
have
that in
to
the
hit-
sequel, didn't they?
You have to hit each of the orbs on the right timing to actually match the song. So that's how you get like a perfect score. And that's how I remember this game a lot. Now, all I remember was, again, this reminds me of my band days, because whenever I sound like I said band-aids. No, I mean my band days. There you go. Hyphen. This reminds me of my band days, because what happened was I would always miss school to that time I still had very bad IBS. My stomach would actually like not cooperate, so I wouldn't go to school. And my bandmates would come in and break into my house and be like, "Where were you for practice? Where were you? Huh? We needed percussions for our practice. You know what? I don't want to hear your excuses. Get on that drum set. We brought our gear. We're practicing now." And I'm like, but I'm playing Nights into Dreams.
Nights.
And then they would look at the game like, "What the fuck is this game that you're playing?" And then after that, they saw the opening stage, which was Dreamgate. And then literally my friend screams at the corner like, "Yo, fuck Dreamgate." yo,
Oh my
fuck
God.
that stupid owl. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I'm like, can I play the game peacefully? I'm still resting. My stomach hurts. We don't care. We gotta practice. We got 2 weeks till that band battle happens at the school. We don't have time for this. It felt like a Disney school. It felt like a Disney show episode. I'm not even kidding with that battle of the bands. Shit.
Disney Channel original movie climactic plot conflict.
Exactly. That's what it was.
Those are words. Yeah, that came out of my mouth.
That's terminology.
Yeah, like,
Words I used.
yeah,
to
like,
describe.
like mind you, stupid things. That high school angst was real. Like, if I, like, mind you, they were into Call of Duty more often. Like, oh, did you play Call of Duty? Did you play Halo? Did you do this? Mind you, I'm playing with my Wii, and they would still be like, I'll kick your ass in Mario Kart. I'll kick your ass in Smash Bros. And
Oh, really?
and that didn't happen.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
like,
fucking
yeah, you
troll
really.
with all the games in my school.
I had the
my
games. I
God.
had the practice. I was not going down. That's
Yeah,
where
I
my
was-
competitive edge came from. But mind you, yes,
Mhm.
I enjoyed Nights of Dreams because they had that rhythm section in the game where I would just follow the beat. And honestly, that was another game that helped me like follow tempo, which as a drummer, very important. You have to follow tempo. If you don't, you're pretty much fucked. And even more so on that, you also have to learn dynamics, which is essentially how hard you hit the drum. So,
Mm.
for example, actually, hold on. You know what? I could just present it right now. It's pretty simple. Hold on. I'm gonna do a spin. Wait. Oh. All right.
Oh boy.
So, that's the wrong drumstick. So, lesson in drumming, very
Here we go.
important. So the way I would hit the drum, it would just be one beat, one beat, one beat, one beat. 2, 3, 4. And that's how it made it an easy drum roll for me. Because you have to work with the drums, with the sticks bounce. So if you bounce it correctly, you can also force the bounce to make like a ripple effect. That's how I knew how to like do my whole technique. And so that's how we work dynamics. Used to do a lot of stuff like that. It was pretty fun. And I was using the drumstick pair that my teacher from high school gave me as like this is me passing on the drumming sticks to you. Go for it.
Go first, young grasshopper.
I didn't
Eat the
play
rest.
drums. I played viola, but I understand what you're talking about. We had staccato, just where you bounce the bow,
Mm-hmm.
Ah, right.
to make like almost like a tap sound with the note.
Mm.
And I remember that's how we had to practice. It was like the one.
So
Two.
last question. What rhythm game? This is actually gonna go into a little personal, but like this actually Ribbon. You went right into the next question, which was what rhythm games inspired you to actually either take up an instrument or do anything rhythm based like dancing?
Me already playing viola right around the same time I started playing DDR. So for me, rhythm games didn't really influence me to get into music. Like I don't feel like it was too much of an influence one way or another. I did try doing dance classes, and actually I felt like I sucked at dance classes, so that's why I went into playing. Actually, no, I played DDR first. I played DDR, then I wanted to go to tap dancing. I was really bad at tap dancing. Couldn't do it because I can't do shuffle ball change. I couldn't. I tried to do military step, shuffle ball change, all that shit. I was like, I can't keep up with y'all. They were putting me in the back row. I was like, bad. So I dropped out after a year of that. For me, I don't know. I think DDR impacts me, and like rhythm gaming in general impacts me in the way that I have a tendency to stim a lot. Like I'm stimming right now with this pen in my hand. I was tapping, and I do it like to a beat, like or like one thing. If you sit in a voice call with me long enough, I just start making noises out of my mouth that like sound like tunes or sound like a rhythm or a beat or whatever. But it's completely incoherent because it's just like, and I'm like, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I am. It's just noises are coming out of my mouth. and that is just my brain being my brain. And I think that kind of ties into a little bit of the rhythm. I've always had a passion for music. I just love listening to music and like music videos, dance or choreography videos. I just love watching all that, like visuals and stuff. So rhythm game really just hit the mark of being all of that, but like incentivized and a game. So.
All right. I know for me, like I never really did get a chance to like pick up an instrument. Like I did like a long time ago in like first grade, but like since I transferred schools when I moved to Jamaica, I lost the ability to like to play. But I guess like once I started like playing rhythm games again, like my appreciation of music really started to like kind of perk up. Where I again, like I said, I was able to kind of like really sound out like beat, percussion, melody, that really just like appreciate music a lot more than I would typically say. Like maybe I'd like know the lyrics and just like the beat's pretty cool, but like that's kind of like the extent of where it's goes. But then with rhythm games, I'm able to kind of like really like sound things out, really to like be on beat. I also talked about Future for a bit, where like I actually did like a lot of like DJing, like on my own my spare time, and so I liked the idea of like being able to like create like almost like new music out of like previously created beats, stitching them all together into like one continuous mix. And Future kind of gave me that kind of vibe again, where like whereas like in a like using virtual DJ, like that was more for using like just like trying to get my own like sound, like getting my own like playlist to do that. Otherwise from that it was like more for hang on, my used to be weird right now. Hi guys. I gotta go later. My niece is outside the door. To wrap it up really quickly, my DJing was like a lot more prevalent through like stuff like Future, but like also appreciating music more. Understanding BPM was like very, very, very important to me. But like I wish I was able to kind of like dance or like play an instrument. But like I feel like this is like how I'm able to like appreciate music still.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, Epic X asked a very cool question, which was, what do you guys think about rhythm games that actually teaches people how to use an instrument for real, like Rocksmith?
I love games that teach you things. I love anything that really does like a teaching thing in a way that's fun. Like I feel like games like DDR, Boogie Superstar, like Just Dance, even like it encourages people to practice. Like it encourages physical activity, obviously, but then it also like encourages people to like learn more music, find more diversity in their music style. And so I find that that's like a really fun experience to like encourage people to like step outside of their comfort zone of just like generic radio pop music or United States music. Just feels like it could get anyone. Yeah, I mean, people have literally played Just Dance and made it into a career from playing Just Dance like on the internet. Like there's YouTubers who literally started out as Just Dance YouTube channels who are now like choreographers.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
And like other things I've seen, like people learning to play guitar on like what's it called? Guitar Hero. Or people inspired to play guitar because of Guitar Hero. Kind of stuff like that. I like that stuff.
I was encouraged to basically just scream Patapon because of Patapon. Oh man, I was actually I actually had another question, which was what was the weirdest rhythm game you ever played? And I already answered the question, which was Patapon for me. I loved it. Cute creatures, but lots of cuteness going on.
The weirdest one?
Weirdest rhythm game you've ever played.
Oh. See, it's a specific. Oh, here. Repeat the questions.
Hey, I'm back. What happened?
What is the weirdest rhythm game you've ever played?
And, the weirdest, you say?
Yeah, and Ribbon's about to answer.
I want to hear Rhythm Dancer actually. Like I feel like I might have something, but like I'll think.
Okay. Yeah, no, the first one that came to my head has to be, well, the weirdest one I've played. See, as I said, I haven't played like a huge variety of rhythm games, or at least ones that I can think of off the top of my head. But the
Mhm.
strangest one I remember playing, and I just fucking hated it. Honestly, that's why I'm saying it's the weirdest one. Was DDR? I think it's Dance Dance Revolution on the Wii.
Ooh.
So it had the dance pad. You plugged it into the Wii, and then you used the Wii remote and the nunchuck, and you had to go like this while dancing on the dance pad.
Mm.
It was
So,
once
like,
close to Dance Central.
You
and
need
Just
to be
Dance.
multi-coordinated. No, what?
That sounds annoying.
It was so
Like,
dumb. As
she
someone
didn't
who
know
is
exactly
very
what
much
to do.
feet oriented and has no hand-eye coordination, I was like, nope, DDR,
Yeah.
you failed at this one. I was like, nope.
Can't do like the jumping and the things and the waggling and the waving and like oh no.
I can either move my arms in like Just Dance style or like Boogie Superstar style, or I'll move my feet. But I won't do both.
Right.
I can't do both. This is why I failed in top class.
Mhm.
All right.
I guess for me, like technically, it's more
Yeah.
of a rhythm platformer, but like they eventually started becoming like a lot weirder over time, and that would be Bit Trip Runner 2, or the full game. The full name is Runner 2. Bit Trip presents Runner 2: Future Legend of Rhythm Alien. It's a rhythm platformer where they have a bunch of kooky characters, including Commander Video and a guy called what was it like half. I can't remember what the name of the character was, but he was like half fish, half man. And for some reason, like they ran in their underwear, and like they defined like a lot of things that shouldn't be defined about like a half man, half fish person. And also, Charles Martinet was in that game too, like as Charles Martinet, which was again another layer of weird. He's like, yeah, I'm Charles Martinet. You know me as Mario, but like I'm not gonna say I'm Mario because I'm not being paid to be Mario. I'm paid to be Charles Martinet. And God, that game is. The characters are just like phenomenal in that game. I still did play Runner 3, but like the 2 I played on the Wii U. Rest in peace, Wii U. And I have it again on Steam. I want to play it again on Steam. But like I loved playing because it was just like a game that was so engaging. I loved the music, like as it developed more and more as you go into a stage. But like as you go through it, like you notice like there's a lot of like this weirdness that they do in the background with the character moments. Like it's quite something, I'd say.
Well,
Very, very odd.
well, as I said, mine is Patapon.
The fun.
It was okay. Now, mind you, it was weird for the fact that this looked like a 5-year-old drew scribbles, and they just took a form of life. And now I'm following beats. Like I'm thinking of like a very young kid that's just humming and saying random weird. You know how kids just say random words, and they're just slowly like cohesively making sentences. So this kid just like one day was feeling very very, very, very singy and toony. So what happens is they're going pata pata pon, and they're just drawing these little creatures. That's all I'm thinking that's happening in Patapon. But then it got into depth in Patapon 2, where it was like, yep, you're a tribe. Okay, your tribe is the Patapon tribe. You must out rhythm all the other enemies that are coming after you. Pata, pata, pon. I'm just like, oh my god, I don't know what's going on. And I had the game for the PSP, which was hilarious. I still love it to this game. And mind you, I'm like, why do I love this game so much? Okay, it's kind of like, why do I like this game? Why do I see myself coming back to it? So, Patapon was great. I hope I can download it for the PS4 soon because I heard that there's available remakes now.
There was they did. I think they did remake like Patapon and Loco Roco.
So definitely worth like looking into it. If you want childish rhythm games that were literally drawn probably by a child, Patapon's the way to go. It finds a way in your library.
There's no reason.
Hey. Yeah.
Like it's just the song is just very catchy. It's like there was a third Patapon game. I thought there was only 1 and 2.
I believe there was a third one. I know. Epic knows a little bit more about what it's made because these are like more like PlayStation games.
Yeah.
Patapon 3 was, I think, was it PlayStation 3 or was it PSP or?
It was PSP. It should be PSP.
There's a total of 4.
Yeah, there's 4 games.
2,
Yeah,
Patapon 3, and Jungle Rumble.
and Jungle Rumble. Yes, yeah,
Happiness, freedom, happiness, and bananas.
Oh my god.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
another,
you got some research to do.
but another one that I just came across my head because I'm thinking cactuses. Samba de Amigo.
Duh. Oh my god, I don't know why I didn't think about that before. Like maracas all around, happy music. Like Samba de Amigo is definitely up there as just an oddity, but like it's very clear that they are paying homage to like samba style music, Mexican, Latin music. It's really great. So like I hate the thing about like games like this. Like they very clearly like love the source material, and this is like how they kind of like express their love. Samba de Amigo on the Wii wasn't very good. The Dreamcast is definitely the best version to go for.
That was the one that I had, only the one for the Wii, because I never had a Dreamcast, which is sad bears news. But still, like I never had a Dreamcast, so I couldn't play the original Samba de Amigo, and I had the Wii version, and it's like the Wii tried to bring back every Sega game that was not Sonic, and when they were bringing back Sonic, they just made like 3 really crappy games in the process, which like Secret of the Rings were not that great. Black Knight was okay, and then of course Unleashed was in multiple systems, so I can't really talk shit about it. It was okay. But then they were like, you know what? We got 3 Sonic games on the Wii. Let's just put 2 other Sega IPs here. And that's when we got Knight's Journey into Dreams and Samba de Amigo for the Wii, which awesome. Great. But
awesome, great, fantastic. Wow.
The execution could have been a lot more better. Like we could have had a bigger execution for it.
Yeah, I mean, like with the Wii, like they felt it was easy, kind of like to transfer over like the kind of gameplay that was in Samba de Amigo, over to the Wii with like using the Wiimote and nunchuck or whatever. But like sometimes it was like just like not as accurate. That's the thing.
All right, guys, it's time.
It's time.
It's the tier list time. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. It's the tier list time. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. It's the tier list time. Ba-dum, ba-dum,
I was gonna say like one extra weird shout out to the Guitar Hero on tour on the DS. Go ahead to use the weird finger controller.
Listen. I'm gonna tell you this right now, okay? My fingering for guitar did not get any better with that game.
It was cramped. It was like weird. I had to use the stylus for that stuff.
It was strange. I didn't know what to do.
I was about to say something, and then I decided, never mind.
No, go ahead. Say what you have to say. You can say what you have to say.
You said your fingering for guitar didn't improve. What about...
Listen. Oh, no. You know what's funny? No, because my music teacher used to talk about fingering all the time in music class, in band class. Which is
everyone's just giggling.
Wow, that's an interesting place to have a conversation about fingering.
but not about that type of fingering. We're talking about the fingering for your flutes and your saxophone.
I'm sure, because I feel like there's a lot of gay awakenings in band class.
This one time in band camp?
Standard. Iconic.
As someone who was in orchestra, I can tell you that we were all fucking gay. Except for like the one straight man in the viola section.
Oh my God.
Actually, no, he realized later he was gay. So never mind.
It took a little bit of time.
Took him some time.
But yeah.
There was the one head viola player. I think she was straight.
But I also was just like, when I say fingering regarding music, I mean like flutes, saxophones, clarinets, getting your finger placements right, not those naughty things you see on HBO at like midnight. Okay, there we go.
Or Cinemax.
Or Cinemax.
Yep.
Or Showtime.
Yeah, especially Showtime. Yeah.
Wait, that's where y'all watch that stuff? I don't pay. I don't.
So
See, I'm not.
Oh.
I don't watch that stuff, so I don't know.
Hey, I could have cable ages ago, but like,
I didn't know you had to pay premium for that shit. I thought y'all just got that shit for free.
if you know a guy.
If you know a guy. All right,
I
so
thought the internet was where you could.
tier list time. Now, this tier list, of course, is very short and is missing a lot of games. So, disappointment, but here we go.
Ooh.
Wow.
We're missing a lot of games, as you can see here.
That's 18 games.
And that's all we got.
Unbelievable. I can make a better tier list than this with more goddamn games, I guess.
Are we gonna put Wii Music here? Just so we have something to put in the E tier?
I don't hate Wii Music. I'm just gonna put that out there. But it's very clear that Wii Music kind of came out at the worst time for Nintendo. Like, I thought it was a nice fun thing to play around with, but like they were like selling this shit like it was like the second coming of Christ. And boy, oh boy, was it not. Like, I'll tell you that right now. That was like just to clarify, Wii Music was the last game I played of like last year for the stream, just because I felt it would be fun to like end on like such a weird like game like that. And I don't know, it just worked. This is so dumb, but like I thought it was fun. It's just like it's not a real game. It's more like an application, but like you just play around for like at least like I don't know, half an hour at least. You have to like be patient with it, and then of course, like I said, like there's a lot of like licensed music in there. You know, obviously you get your Beethoven, you get your Mozart, you got your that like the Jackson 5 in there too. Apparently, they did, didn't they? I gotta look for that song list again for Wii Music, because they have like all sorts of songs in there that were considered, you know, public domain at the time. I don't know if they had anything like that was like really recent. So yeah, Ota Joy, La Cucaracha, that was fun. Scarborough Fair, blah, blah, blah. Right, they had Material Girl. In September, of course, they always have September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. That was an Elite Beat as well, and they had to have it in Wii Music too.
Definitely.
And they also had Wake Me Up Before You Go by Wham. That was also really funny.
Wake me up before you
go.
All right, so guys, since this is such a short list, let's take our time.
Just take our time.
So I want to ask the question: what game in this general list is your automatic S?
Gotta be Rhythm Heaven.
I kind of figured that was going to be for Silver. Automatic S, Rhythm Heaven.
Yeah. Okay, I do see DDR in there.
I do see DDR. Is that just the OG? We're not going to go all the subtitles?
It's in general.
Okay. Yeah, I would say that.
So that's your S.
So that's how they're doing it.
And here we go. My S is not here, and I am sad.
What was your S?
What was your S?
Bust a Groove.
But
But I'll have to settle for Persona 4 Dancing All Night.
I
heard
Persona 4. I'm like I've not played Persona 4 Dancing All Night, but I've heard good things about it.
Like,
yeah.
it inspired us to finally get Persona 5 Dancing All Night and Persona 3 Dancing All Night.
Right. Sorry. Dancing Moon Night and Dancing Star Night.
Yeah, that. Like, it's legitimately they're really good rhythm games. They have the Project Diva aesthetic. I just don't like I just don't like Hatsune Miku like that. Like, I like Hatsune Miku, but she's not like my idol. We're gonna bow down and wave flashing lights at. Like, no, that's not.
Don't tell Matt about that. He will not be. Will not be happy.
Again, I don't hate Hatsune Miku. I accept
Hatsune Miku. How dare you?
Sounds like you're being a hater right now, Hito.
Hito's canceled.
How am I being a hater?
Hito's canceled.
Hatsune Miku is like iconic. Didn't you know she created Minecraft?
Yeah. She invented Minecraft and wrote Harry Potter. How could you be like this?
Okay, if she wrote Harry Potter, then I'm very disappointed, because the mere fact is I don't like all the disrespectful things that are in that book. I blame I blame the
Fair.
original.
Fair.
True.
All right, so, but I see the other games in this
Well,
package.
she was the ghostwriter. She wrote all the good parts, and then the transphobic bigot was the one who added all the awful shit.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I do like Hatsune Miku and I do like some of her songs, but over Dancing All Night and Project Diva, I would choose Dancing All Night.
I
All
think Beat Saber is. See, I have not played Beat Saber, but Beat Saber is fun to watch.
I would repeat. I'd honestly like if I played more Beat Saber, I put it in S. But like I said, I put it in A because like I played it, and holy crap, I was sweating afterwards.
Yeah,
Like,
I would say it's an A. I would put
it's
Saber in A too.
Like
because I don't have a VR thing, so I can't play it.
I do. It's if anything, if you want like you need a reason to get like VR, that's the game to get it for. Like either that or Half-Life Alyx or VR Chat if you're feeling froggy. But like that's a little bit different these days.
I do plan on getting a VR headset one of these days. I do want to do Beat Saber on stream.
Beat Saber is gonna. Beat Saber is good.
Yeah, I went to when I was in college. This one resource center that I hung out in and volunteered at had a VR headset, and I just never got the chance to wear it. So I don't know the experience of being on VR.
It's interesting, I'd say. My first experience in VR was it was at a convention I went to. My friend had it in his hotel room because he was doing like this VR experience, and it was like, "Hey, you want to try this game out?" It's a game where you're free falling down like an endless kind of like chute, and someone gently nudged me from the back, and oh boy!
No, that was actually a rule at our resource center, was that if someone is using the VR headset, like as a volunteer with the resource center, we were required to supervise the person to be sure nobody fucks with them, because there were horror games on it. It was all like free games, I think, but there was just like some games installed in the VR headset. One was like fishing, and then there was some like creepy horror maze or whatever, and they had one, and since it was an LGBT resource center, we had a lot of people who also had like mental health stuff going on. So if they're playing the horror game and then someone comes up behind and goes, "Blah!" Like there was actually someone who instinctively punched that person while wearing the VR headset, didn't realize that they even hit anybody because they were in the VR headset, and were just literally terrified, got up and ran and almost slammed into a wall. So
oh my God.
It was like one mishap after another, all because someone decided I was going to play a little prank on my friend. So we have to supervise.
Don't scare somebody who has a VR headset, because
if anyone's in a VR headset, just don't touch them. Don't interact with them.
Just don't like touch them. Just don't like
let yourself be known gently. Just be like, "Hey, I'm coming in," or like send a text something, or like send a phone call before you walk in the room.
Hey, some people have things where like you can like text them and then the message pops up in their VR headset. Stuff like that.
I've heard that's a thing. So like if it's like a small little text to be like, "Hey, by the way, I'm walking in the room behind you, so be careful. I won't hit you. I'll make sure I don't hit you. I'm not gonna jump scare you."
Right. Luckily, I fell forward into a bed, and it was planned. I was like, "Oh, that was weird." I was like, "Yeah, I understand." But like, obviously, like trying to protect you too. Not like I fell over like a 50-foot balcony. That would have been like terrifying.
Yeah, that would.
But VR is very, very immersive. You can probably tell. Like there's many times where I've like walked into a wall or like swiveled myself to a wall.
I feel like I'd be the person that would walk into shit the entire.
Oh my God! I got it for my birthday. Like this is like during the pandemic too, so everyone was like hopping on VR chat. My mic got hit so many times. I felt so bad. I had to like just keep moving it out of the way because I kept like slapping my hand on it, and I'm like, "Please, like I'm sorry." I had to give it like a pat down. Like, look, I'm sorry. It's like the sixth time this week. I know I'm getting reimbursed in this. I apologize to the microphone. Like they did nothing wrong. It's just like here, just doing its job. Because I was using the microphone here.
I'm sorry. I popped my peas in your radius. I'm sorry.
Mm.
But are we ready for the next? Are we ready for the next part of this? Now we got to start grading games. So which one do y'all want to start with on this list?
The one that's on your T-shirt, I think, should be an A.
Ooh.
Wait, which one's on?
On Silverstone's T-shirt.
Yay!
Oh, yep.
Done. Taiko no Tatsujin.
I forget the name. It's
Taiko Drum Master, aka Taiko no Tatsujin.
Yeah, I like that in A. I've played that one at arcades, and I've played like a demo of it in like Target or whatever, and it's
Mm.
I
I
definitely enjoyed
don't
it.
think I don't think I played the physical version. Like I have it on the Wii, on the Wii, just the Switch, the Switch. I have it on the Switch, and like I get it because it was always like coming on sale. People like really wanted to be localized.
because it's
I'm
not localized for. I think I got it. I think I
Yeah.
got to play it before it was localized because I went to New York City Comic Con a few years ago, just before the pandemic, and I think
Mhm.
they had it there in Japanese still.
yeah,
It was
they
like
did.
planning to be localized, and I was like,
Right.
"Ooh, I can get this," and they're like, but you also have to buy the drum kit, and I was like, "Ooh, I
Yeah.
don't have that money."
Yeah, some people like bought those little like small drum kits, and it was cool. Like that, and like also like the reason why I got localized because some people were like importing it because like you could do that on the Switch, and they were like, "Dang, we should bring this over to America, shouldn't we?" We're like, "Yeah, duh, like free money." But most of it I played through not just the game itself, but like OS has its own like Taiko Drum Master version, just OS Mania, and I did like a lot of like gameplay through that. So even though I have like a Taiko Drum Master shirt, which is it's a gag shirt by the way. I haven't played that nearly enough to be like my favorite game, but like I respect it. You know, it's one of the bigger like big games like you see like popping up in like some anime or like just like you see like those crazy videos of people doing like Shrek combos, and I'm like, how do you even do that? They're just like in the zone.
Mhm.
Just love it.
So, what's next?
Next up, how about we grade Space Channel 5? Jeez, that's a game. I have not played it yet, actually, believe it or not. I only own Space Channel 5 Part 2, which is it's the only game that's on Steam besides the VR game. And yes, there's a VR game for Space Channel 5.
I've heard so many great things about Space Channel 5. I have not played it though.
Michael Jackson's in it, which is interesting. He was like, he really liked the game that much. I probably put it like in a C for now, like more like middle of the road. Like it's a good game, but like I can't judge its quality personally, as like I didn't play too many Sega rhythm games at the time. I know we brought up. Let's see here. Are you gonna put Miku in E tier, Hito?
No, absolutely not.
Better not.
They're not.
I was gonna put it somewhere between B and A.
B, I think.
He's
I don't
good.
know, I've never played it.
I own
I
Project
actually don't
Mirai.
recognize any of the other games that are on the list.
Guitar-
I will help.
Or at least
Help.
I can't tell from here what
Alright.
they are.
So Guitar
So,
Hero's
Guitar
here.
Hero,
Okay.
yeah, Guitar Hero, Somebody Amigo, Guitaru Man, Patapon, Parappa the Rapper, Leap 8 Agents, which is going to be an S tier, Crypto the Necrodancer, which is a
actually
great
good.
game.
Oh, Crypto the Necrodancer. I know that game. That one, I
And-
would say probably like A? B?
Yeah, Necrodancer could be definitely up in A because like
Yeah.
they're
I've
also two
See,
more days.
I'm
2 more
not-
days from now, they're gonna like release like an update. They're making a big update to the game, which is going to be huge.
I have not played it myself. David's played it, which he's not sitting at his desk. But
I wonder-
he has played
wow.
it. He likes roguelikes, and I guess it's kind of
It's-
roguelike category.
like a rhythm dungeon crawler roguelike type game.
Yeah.
Like I know
it's
most
more
people.
of his style. So, because you have to do the fighting about, and that freaks me
Right.
out. I get nervous.
I know most people like also picked up Cadence of Hyrule, which was the
Yeah.
the Necrodancer Zelda crossover, which was it's still phenomenal. I love the fact that that even like got made. You know,
The fact that it even exists.
hey, I remember the day it got announced. I was just like just stunned,
Thank you
like
for
really
the
truly
bidders.
stunned.
Thank you for the
Alright,
bidders. Thank
let's see
you for
here.
the bidders. Thank you for the bidders. Thank
I'd
you for the
probably put
bidders.
OS in like A tier because like it's probably one of the biggest like free like rhythm games out there. Hell like creative community. Like the developer is very very like passionate. They've done a lot for the game. They're like I said, they're currently remaking the game to be like even like better than it was before. Then again, my thoughts on community are like can be like hit or miss because like they make like a lot of great movies, but at the same time, like again, I feel like they cater a little bit too much to, like the hardcore element of the community where like it's just about like long strings, crazy
That's actually
combos.
why I would put it in B tier because like I get it.
Yeah.
It's for the hardcore
it's not-
fans.
It's not newcomer friendly. I'd say it's very much like you come here prepared to lose your wrists in the process.
Basically.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm,
We still have 9 games left.
I'm gonna put Donkey Kong on D tier.
I'm just gonna put it in E.
Yeah, honestly, you can do that. You know who also hates that game? Reggie Fils-Aimé. He did not like the game at all.
So I'm gonna tell you something right now.
All right, go for it.
I have 4 barrel congas in my house. I could do a 4-player Donkey Konga thing if I wanted to. But the reason why I had them was because I got it from the original Donkey Konga, I got it from Jungle Blast, and I got it from Donkey Konga 2. 2 was a lot better.
Didn't they make a third one?
They made a third one, but I believe that was only
It was Japan only. Yeah.
My issue with this was the original Donkey Konga had some really good songs. However, again, remember how we talked about like, oh, what games were your favorite with copyrighted music? This was this was not one of them. They had I'm a Believer. They had Oye Como Va. They literally had Oye. They had Spanish songs there too, which I understand because the bongos are actually like reggaeton / Caribbean style music, but we needed more variety in this game.
They had the DK rap.
we had the DK rap. They had Super Mario Brothers.
All right, I'm looking through the song list right now, and I'm like, oh my god, it's like they have We Will Rock You because like. I'm seeing like how different from like the Japanese version, which the Japanese version obviously had like anime songs and like various like songs in there. Interesting. Like the American version just had like less songs than the Japanese version, I think. I don't know, or about the same amount.
And that's the worst part about it. The game was stripped. Like they took I want you to think whoever saw Cinderella, the very first movie like of Cinderella, and how the freaking evil stepsisters just ripped up Cinderella's dress. That's what they did to Donkey Konga with the music. Just ripped everything away from it and left it crying in like the barn door or something like that. That's what happened with Donkey Konga.
Konga 2 had freaking All-Star.
Yeah, of course it did.
And All-Star had You Don't Have to Call by Usher. I'm like, that is jeez, that oh my god, for CDK it had Come Clean from Hilary Duff. Jeez, like if you ever want like a time capsule back to like 2004, there's your song for you. There's your game for you.
But yeah, that's what I felt happened with the first Donkey Konga after playing Jungle Blast and 2. This one just kind of like rotted in my corner, and this was as I said before, most of my games were stolen. This was one game I didn't mind that was stolen from my collection. I'm just saying. It was $5.
All right. Since you put like OS in like B, I am inclined to put Elite Beat Agents in A because like I feel like it's the superior game. Like I feel like that's like what that style game should be like. It's telling a story. It scales up in difficulty tremendously. It's not like gonna break your wrist off, at least if you don't want it to, and it's just fun. Like it's a very silly game that takes itself not too seriously, but at the same time, if you like are into it, then that's a game for you right there.
Definitely. So for me, I see Parappa the Rapper.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. I would give it an S if the gameplay worked properly.
Oh, jeez.
I put it in A for the memes.
For the memes alone, I put it in A too.
For the memes, A is a good place for me.
For the memes, I would put it in B.
I would say, for me, based on memes alone, I would say S. But then because the controls bring it down to A.
Yeah, it's like.
But if you two both say B, I'll go with B. I haven't played it. I have no experience with it, so maybe a B plus.
I cried. I'll put it like top of B.
Top of B?
Yeah, top of B is good.
That sounds fair.
Because whatchamacallit, like, I played this. I cried. All I kept hearing time and time again is, do you know why we stopped the car? Do you know why we stopped
the car?
Mind you, it's like every time that she asked a question, I retaliated with the same comment, but as a question. It's like, do you know why we stopped the car? Do you know why we stopped the car?
Oh, he's like, do you know? I don't know.
Do you know why we stopped the car?
Do you know the Muffin Man?
Step on the gas. Step on the gas. Like I feel like I
On the
feel,
gas.
I
On
feel
the
like
gas.
I feel like I'm being somewhat pessimistic towards the driver every time, where she's like, when I say boom boom boom, you say pow pow
Boom,
pow.
boom, pow,
When
pow.
when you say boom boom boom, I say pow pow pow. Like it's like I'm having a dialogue.
It's a kind of call and answer kind of thing where like you're meant to like mimic them, but like obviously it's like kind of like freestylish.
Type of freestyle rap, but it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've not played pop music, but I know it's similar to
You know what?
similar-ish
Low-
to Beatmania.
Low A.
It's similar to that one game, the one that is become popular. I forget the name of it. I don't think it's.
Right, yeah, because I'm thinking like Beatmania or
I
Beatmania.
have a song from it on my phone because I didn't know it was from it. I
Ooh.
gotta see.
I forget the Beatmania because like it's for the same developer. Well, Konami made like a shit ton of like rhythm games. Like what didn't they what didn't they work on?
Friday Night Funkin', the call and
Right.
reply.
I'm amazed Friday Night Funkin' isn't even in this list.
I know.
You figured like
I know that's the step where like Friday Night Funkin' should have been in this list. Busted Groove should have been on this list. All the other Persona games should have been on the list.
I'll put it out there. I don't hate Friday Night Funkin'. A lot of people think like, oh, because it's like the new rhythm game on the block. That everyone like it's gonna hate it because it's a new thing. But I thought it was really cool. Like I thought it's interesting how it's a throwback to like old school rhythm games. It's a throwback to like Newgrounds style rhythm games. Newgrounds style games in general, and the fact how moddable it is, and like how the communities like made their own like versions of it. Like it's honestly such a creative community. I feel so out of touch with it. It's fun to watch. Yeah, I'm so out of touch because I'm just like I was like, what the hell is a Friday Night Funkin'? And I'm like, oh, this is what it's like. It's interesting. I like what it's going for, but like it's not my style.
Oh no!
Freaking Man I Love Friday. I love that song so much.
I have the song Hairball.
Now, here's the thing about Friday Night Funkin' that makes me laugh. I've been on the horror side of Friday Night Funkin', so songs that were related to Five Nights at Freddy's, Poppy's Playtime, Sonic.exe.
Sonic.exe was extremely popular in that community.
Like it's a big one. I'm like, oh wow, so this game is made up of creepypasta fans. Sure, got it. Makes sense. I get it. Cool.
Look, man.
Jake was surprised when he heard Hairball on my playlist because I just was it was just a song suggested because I follow like on Spotify, like I was in a playlist called Non-Binary Bops and someone added that to
Please send
the
that to me.
Yeah, no, it's just a playlist made by a bunch of non-binary gremlins who just listen to music, and I was like, I like this songs, and so one of them was Hairball, and I listened to it. I was like, boop 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 boop. It's like Stim City for me, so I was like, all right, I'm putting that on my playlist, and he was just like, you have Friday Night Funkin' on your playlist? I didn't think you'd like Friday Night Funkin'. It's filled with creepypasta fans. I'm like.
Oh no, Ribbon on the phone trying to get to the radio station. Can you play that one song that goes beep boop boop beep boop boop bop? Oh, you mean beep 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 boop bop beep boop boop beep boop boop bop?
No, I mean beep boop boop bop beep boop beep. Boop 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 bop. That episode. Oh, you remember the video now?
Yeah.
My little sister had that episode along with Rockabye Billavive on like a CD disc video now. It was like the two episodes combined, and we'll watch it like 3 times a fucking night. And that's all I would hear as I'm trying to go to sleep is beep, boop, 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 bop. I would like to hear the song that goes beep, boop, boop, bop, beep, boop, beep. Oh, you mean beep, boop, boop, bop, beep, boop, bop? No, beep, boop, boop, bop, beep, boop, beep.
See, for your sister to be video now. For me, I think I had SpongeBob on like GBA video. That was that was fun.
That was definitely the one.
With the jellyfish jam.
That, and then we also had one of the episodes of Crocodile Hunter.
Oh wow!
The video now.
Look at the size of that Shayla.
Crocodile Hunter. Is it Crocodile Hunter? The what's his face?
Steve Irwin.
That we all love. The whole
Steve Irwin.
That was one of his episodes.
Yeah, it's great guy. I saw that movie. I saw the movie that they did in theaters. Great watch. It was funny as hell.
Highly recommend. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
All right.
I remember, like, after when Bindi got old enough, my little sister
Yeah.
watched the Bindi the Jungle Girl TV show.
Mm.
Basically, just like it's basically Zaboomafoo, but
I love
Bindi
Sabumafu.
and like talking about her dad.
Yeah.
Sorry, off topic.
Look,
No, it's
Sabumafu,
alright. No, it's
we're
fine.
good. But we have 6 more games to grade, and I know only 3 of them.
Oh wait, Pop and Music. Where do you want to put that?
See, I have not played it, but like, it's considered to be like a pretty impactful rhythm game. I put it in C just because like it's the middle of the ground where it's like I haven't played it, but like I know it's important. It's in its own way. And it's not like any pop music fans that are out there. Please don't kill me. Again, the only other games I know from Konami are Beatmania,
Dance
freaking Dance Revolution. It's like another one that they worked on. I keep forgetting the name of it. Konami.
So,
What game was it that you guys just put in C? I didn't
Pop
hear
and
what
Music.
you said.
Pop music.
Pop music. Oh, I've never heard of that.
It's a Konami game actually. So while they weren't working on DDR, they were working on either Beatmania or Abyss.
It just frustrates me that Konami doesn't care about DDR anymore. Very clearly, in my
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
y'all can come out with special. We got Spotify now. We got Apple
Yeah.
Music now. You could put all
I
your
mean-
songs there.
But Manny's still around because like the last game I saw them work on was actually something I saw at GDQ I think, last year. What's it called? Dance Rush Stardom, where it's like this whole like platform where you got like dance on it and everything, and it was looked really just out of this world, really. And they focus more like on like the arcade scene for like rhythm games, and I feel like that's actually one aspect I already sort of missed out on. Like I mostly played my console rhythm games. Like the arcade, I kind of missed out on that because I never had arcades near me to like really
Yeah,
facilitate
same.
that kind of like gameplay.
We had a Dave and Buster's by the time I was like almost out of high school near me. That
Mm.
had a DDR, but it wasn't my DDR, so I didn't know any of the songs.
It
So
was-
whenever I tried to play it, I failed. And also because I always played on the soft pads with socks, not with
Mm.
sneakers on the hard pads where you have to actually
Where-
stomp.
Where you gotta like stomp on it and just like hold the back bar and like.
I tiptoe. I go. I literally to go as fast as possible. I use my tiptoes.
Sometimes they're like army stomping that stuff, and I'm like, yo,
Arm
like,
stomp.
I can't do that. Like, damn,
With
like, relax.
with my tiny ass, it's not gonna stop whenever I did the hard ones, I'd be like hitting the notes properly, and it'd be like, oh, you're not hitting them at all. You're literally just like,
it's just like popping, it's like little tappy. It's like you got like like
You just
yeah,
gotta-
hit the beat.
or you just gotta punch it.
You're right. Yes, I gotta stomp that beat.
They want you to punch it, and I'm just like,
I don't want to hurt you though. Like,
all right, guys. We got
so
5
one
games
thing-
left.
one of the games here I technically do own the Switch, but like I haven't played it enough. Super Beat Sonic. It's alright. I put it in like C tier
Wait,
personally.
which game?
The 5th one there, Super Beat Sonic.
I've never
It's-
played it.
It's on the Switch. I got it for like really cheap. I only played like a bit. It's one of those like those new games like Demo that I didn't really understand fully. Like Demo, Voice. I'm trying to remember like other ones in my head. Like like new couple of games that have been built for like I guess for phones. And I moved over to Switch. And like it's like, the songs are good, but like it's just not my style of rhythm game. You know.
So we're gonna put this where? Because I've never played it.
I think see.
I'm gonna put it in C. It's a good game. It's better than Donkey Kong. I'll say that personally.
Yep.
Definitely better than that.
All right,
All
so
right.
we have
Guitar
Pat-
Hero,
Pat-
Samba de
Guitar Hero.
Amigo, Patapon, and Guitaru.
I'd put Guitar Hero and B tier.
Yeah, I'd say B is a good spot for it.
I love
It's
how it
not
just
my
blends.
I feel like I think all 3 of us' voice. It's not really our style of rhythm game, but it's a rhythm game.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
if Rock Band was
there.
there, I think Rock Band would have been higher than Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
I feel like it did supersede the series over time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, Samba de Amigo. Since the Dreamcast version, I put it in B tier as well. It's a good fun game. Knows exactly what it's trying to do. It's very silly. It's like paying homage to those Latin tracks. And again, don't get the Wii version. The Wii version kind of sucks.
I cried at the Wii version.
Yeah, no, you did. Yeah, you did. Guitar Man is a hard one because like I've played a bit of this, but like I know for a fact for a good long time when I did my art streams, like Korean Girl would always like request like the Guitar Man soundtrack, and it's really good. It's actually a really good soundtrack, but I wish I played more of it to like really get a good feel for it because I know it's been on like mostly on PSP, I believe. So I'd crack that into C because I know it's phenomenal, but like there are a lot of like PSP rhythm games that I already missed out on because I was a DS kid. I wasn't on the PSP side. Every PSP guy I knew had it they hacked it. Like that was like the main appeal of the PSP. Like, hey, look at my PSP. I'm playing Super Mario Brothers. I'm like, cool. Enjoy yourself. All right. What about Patapon? We're gonna put that.
I want to put this in A. It's childish glee, and it actually has a lot of replayability.
At the pop, what's it called?
Patapon. It's this type of weird little chanty game with all the little ones, yeah. And apparently Hito didn't know that there was a third one, so
I didn't know there was a fourth one either.
So it's a mobile game. The fourth one is a mobile game.
Oh,
technically mobile. It was also on the Vita as well, but like a lot of people compared it to like Rhythm Heaven, which makes me want to try it out actually.
Yeah, it does have the Rhythm Heaven. It is Rhythm Heaven like. I can 100% that.
A Rhythm Heaven like. Just like oh, so it's an Wendam like.
See, I would like if they had all a tier list for all the different versions of Dance Dance Revolution.
DDR.
Because then I could grade most of them as I've played a good chunk of them.
There's like
but
that would be
DDR
great.
2 is for me top. I also love Supernova. That would probably be like second. The Wii one, I don't even remember a single song from the Wii one. Not gonna lie.
I mean, they have like standalone DDR ones with like songs because I guess they're out there. It's just like obviously you gotta like find them.
Mm-hmm. And most of the ones that are in the arcades are like the combos, so they have like 3 games mushed into one for the arcade, from what I've noticed. So
yeah.
Right.
All right, guys. We've finally created all of the rhythm games. So we have our whole thing, and the only game that's on Eats here is Donkey Konga because it's trash and nobody
because it didn't deserve being in D tier.
It did not. So guys, final thoughts on rhythm games.
Well, they're good. You should play more of them. Like they're not just like offhanded sections in games that like couldn't think to like really like make a good rhythm game section. I'm talking to you, Sonic Lost World.
I feel like sorry, I'll let you finish.
It was gonna be like really short, but I was saying like rhythm games are just fun. Like if you ever look or like really like appreciate music more, if you can't really play an instrument or whatever, if you like your songs, the rhythm games are like a half step into that, where you can like really like immerse yourself within the music. There's games where you can like generate like maps out of it. I think it was like brought up in chat with like stuff like Riff Racer, for example, Audio Surf, like games like that, Beat Hazard. Like there's a lot of games that really like build on like having rhythm more as like an engine. Necro Dancer even has like a thing where you can import songs and like jump along the beat to those things too, which is what actually got me into the game in the first place. So I always like that kind of like user generated content that really stems from like a lot of games. A lot of games really, the main thing that really sells is that can the community like add more to it. Beat Saber has lived and died based on that. OS lives and dies on that. And I feel like that's like always like a great thing to see develop more and more and more. And I feel like whenever I get a chance to like play like any sort of like OS beat map, like I always like find like a song that really work with it. And like it's great. I find it to be like almost like the final form of a song. Like if someone can make like a beat map or whatever, just like really like note the rhythm within it and make it like playable. They're all fun. They're fun, phenomenal games that everyone should try.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna say the same thing I said for the video game music Retrogade, which was if the gameplay is the body of the game and the story is the heart of the game, then the music is definitely the soul. And with rhythm games, you definitely need a lot of soul to move and go into that whole entire movement of music and being lifted by it as well. So I'm gonna rehash what I said in a previous podcast.
Hey,
this counts for it. What was
hey, If it works, it works.
Like what was what was the first thing we said was most important to a rhythm game?
Music.
The music.
The music. So
Yeah.
like music is very important when it comes
Music's
to rhythm
not
games.
memorable. The game's not memorable.
Exactly. Like
I hear whenever I hear a Delta Heavy song or like literally, that's what I was like. I literally when I went to the bathroom, I suddenly thought of Empire by Delta Heavy, and I was like, damn, what game was that game from? I knew it was a rhythm game that I played it in, and that's like what remember. I was like, oh yeah, I unlocked a core memory. This was a DDR game, or not DDR. This is Tap Tap Revenge or whatever.
All right, guys. So
But
This-
wait, you said I didn't get to say the
Oh, you
one
didn't get
thing.
to say your. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
go ahead. Go
No.
for it. Go for it.
Wait, can you just repeat the question? Because I had
What are your final thoughts on rhythm games?
my final thoughts, I guess, are I really wish that we kind of go back to a lot more of like the older style of rhythm games. I do like the accessibility of like using motion instead of like buttons on a controller or like a dance pad, but they really got to make like dance pads that are apartment friendly. I'm on the second floor. I haven't been able to play DDR since I moved here because I'm on the second floor. My landlord lives downstairs, and I would like to not stomp on his ceiling. They really need to work on and like this DDR dance pad. I looked for this dance pad for I think it took me like 5 years to finally fucking found it. I found it in a random shop in New York City that was just like it happened to be selling a Dance Dance Revolution game for the PS2, and I was just like, I'm buying this dance pad with it. I do not even care about the quality of the disc. The disc was scratched up as all hell, but the dance pad worked, and I was like, good. That's all I care about.
That's all you need.
Yep.
All right, guys. This is
it. I
Yeah,
thank you
that's it.
guys so much for being here for the Rhythm Games podcast. It was a pleasure. Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you
on
for
in.
the bidders. Thank you for the bidders. Thank you for the bidders.
All right, guys.
Thank you for
You
the
know the
bidders.
drill.
Thank you
We've
for
got
the
to
bidders.
give
Thank
this
you
ring
for the
to
bidders.
somebody, and I am giving it to Shellshock Prime, who is doing Mega Man Legends, a game that I finished last month.
You did.
It was a fun game. Like you get,
It was a great. It's a great game.
It's a great game. Fantastic music. Should put it in a rhythm game at some point. You know, I'd love to hear the Apple Market Mall just in rhythm, in like a rhythm game. Just.
The surfbot dance.
It is one of the, like it is a good game for good music. Who's up for having just all the best tracks from video games in one giant like video game themed rhythm heaven thing?
Hey,
And-
I'd be down for that.
Oh my god, Epic Man, I was literally thinking that this entire fucking time. I was like, wait, did Katamari have a rhythm game? Because it would work so well.
It works so well. It would work so well, but they never did make that because the music in that game is phenomenal. But they never made a rhythm game based off of that.
Definitely.
That's what I was thinking. It was like good when you guys were like good music. I was like, you know what had good music and would make a really good rhythm game?
Katamari Damacy.
Which,
And
by
they
the
never,
way,
they never did.
Katamari Damacy. They're by Konami.
which, by the way,
Once Thursday, I beat Jet Set Radio. The next game for the Alphabet Challenge is the original Katamari Damacy. So,
Yay!
Kat-
Katamari is
do
made by
that.
Konami.
Yes,
Guess what's
it is.
also made by Konami? Collab. Easy crossover. Don't even need to make any contracts and shit. Just make it. Make it happen, Konami. You're trying to get your crew back. You're trying to make video games again. You know what the people want.
you know what they want. You know what they want. Hell yeah.
We demand
Hell yeah.
Katamari Damacy, and we demand.
We want Katamari. Come on.
All right, guys.
Oh, we do.
As always, this is Hito Retro Gaming.
Wait.
Send in y'all. Wait, what?
That was fun.
What were we gonna say?
I guess it was Namco.
Namco. Oh,
Oh,
right. Yeah, it was.
It is Namco.
Yeah.
Hey. Whatever. I'm blaming Kami still.
Anyway, guys, 8-bit love to all of ya. Bye.
Yeah.